Most of my patients ask me which sweetener to take and which not to take. So I have tested these 4 sweeteners which are mostly used by my patients. If you want to see how good marketing can change even a poison to seem like it is something very beneficial, do watch the video till the end. And if you're short on time, in the description box below I have put timestamps on each of these sweeteners. You can go and check them out individually also. Patients who come to me with uncontrolled diabetes or weight loss issues, they are mostly using either one of these sweeteners. And to check whether any sweetener is good for you or it is not, the simple way is to test it. Just check your sugar levels before testing it and then put as much sweetener in the water as you want to make it as much sweet as you want. And when you drink it, after half an hour, check your sugar levels again. If your sugar levels rise only by 10 units, that's a good sweetener. And if they reduce, it is an excellent sweetener. And keep in mind, these are my findings. I am a fairly active person, eating mostly healthy, fasting most of the days, and I do not take junk at all. So the results might vary for you. I would strongly advise that you check your sweetener for yourself also. Anyway, my sweetness threshold is very low. If you have seen the recipe of turmeric halwa that I made just few days back, in 1 kg of turmeric halwa, I used only 1 teaspoon of stevia. My sweet buds are satisfied with very little sweetness. But this might not be the case for you. So firstly, if you want to see all these healthy sugar-free recipes that I have shared, do subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon right with it. Because being sugar-free not only means you will be diabetes-free, it also means you will be healthy. And you will be safe from the number of metabolic diseases like PCOS, which is the #1 cause of infertility. I have tested each of these sweeteners one by one and I have saved the best one for the last.
So the first sweetener we're gonna check is Candrel. So before checking Candrel, I'll check my sugar levels, and as you can see, my sugar levels come out to be 70. So to check Candrel, I'll add 1 teaspoon of this Candrel in this glass of water. As you can see, this is a heaped teaspoon full. And as soon as I mixed it and tasted, I did not taste any sweetness at all. Believe me, if anyone else would have added, they would have added at least 2 to 3 teaspoonfuls. Anyway, I drank the glass of Candrel sweetened water and I set the timer to 30 minutes. And once the 30-minute timer buzzed, I checked my sugar level again and I was surprised to see my sugar level increased by 10 units. It was 70 and now it became 80, and you would argue 10 units rise is not a very significant rise. We can take it, isn't it? But I am very sure once you take it, you are not gonna be satisfied with 1 teaspoon because it is very mild tasting sweet. Also, if you turn the bottle around, you will see Candrel written in big bold letters, but the ingredients written are in a very minute print. And the most damaging ingredient is the first ingredient, that is maltodextrin. And very efficient doctors like Dr. Eric Berg classify maltodextrin as the worst ingredient that could be in your food. Because although it is not a sugar and any food with maltodextrin in it can be classified as sugar free, but it raises the blood sugars more than normal sugar and it has a health risk profile that even sugar does not have. Anyway, the next sweetener we are gonna check is sucral. If you use sucral or anyone you know uses sucral or any of these sweeteners that we are discussing, do share this video with them. Anyway, my blood sugar levels before testing sucral were 73. So in the same way that I tested the other sweetener, I am testing sucral. Sucral comes in these sachets. These are small sachets with 1 gram of sucral in each. So I mixed 1 sachet in my glass of water, and when I drank it, I did not taste anything sweet at all. So I mixed another sachet. And again, note that 2 sachets is not teaspoonfuls. It is just 2 grams, which is not even half a teaspoon. And although it did not taste as sweet as anyone would like, but I still set the timer to 30 minutes to see how much it raised my sugar levels. And just 2 grams of this sucral raised my blood sugar levels from 73 to 94. That is a 21 unit rise. That is too much. And I can say with 100% confidence, no one else would use 2 sachets. They would at least use 4 sachets to sweeten their glass of water. So this sweetener is also not very good for diabetics or Weight Watchers. And again, let's turn the box around and see what the ingredients are in this sweetener. And so it is made up of sucralose and erythritol. Erythritol is good, it's safe, but about sucralose, even a famous doctor like Dr. Axe says it's not good because it has a lot of side effects, and the first side effect is it causes diabetes. So if any one of your diabetic family or friends are using this, please tell them to stop and share this video with them so they know which is the best sweetener for them. And the third most commonly used sweetener by my patients is Splenda. So I'll test Splenda now. So before checking Splenda, my blood sugar levels are 81. And you can check any sweetener that you have by this method. This is the standard method. Just mix it in a glass of water, check your blood sugars before and after half an hour. That's the way you can check any sweetener that you have. So I mixed 1 sachet of Splenda, which is about 1 gram, mixed it well, and when I drank this glass of water, I did not taste any sweetness at all. So I mixed another sachet. This is again 1 gram sachet, not too much. I mixed another, and when I drank it, I still could not taste anything sweet. And then I mixed up a third packet of Splenda in my glass of water. And my point is, you should at least be able to taste the sweetness that you want if you are using some alternative to sugar, isn't it? So there is no use of these 1 gram of half gram packets if they are not gonna sweeten your tea or your juice or whatever you want to sweeten. And again I set my timer to 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes my blood sugar level rose to 113, like from 81 to 113. Can you imagine that? A 32 unit rise in blood sugar levels is not acceptable for anyone. Diabetics or Weight Watchers, even for normal human beings, I would say. So I turned the box around to see which ingredients are raising my blood sugar levels so much so that I can avoid them in other sweeteners as well. So the first and most abundant ingredient is dextrose. Secondly, we have maltodextrin, and then we have sucralose. We have already discussed the dangers of maltodextrin and sucralose. We'll go on with dextrose now. So God forbid, if any one of you has ever lost conscious due to low blood sugar levels, they must know, as soon as they reach the hospital, the first drip that is given to them is dextrose. Dextrose is literally another name for sugar. I have no idea how and why a diabetic would be prescribed to eat sugar in their food or drink. Anyway, the last sweetener we are gonna discuss, and my personal favorite, is stevia. And do not trust anything with the name stevia written on it. I have tested many other stevias which did not have the same effect on my blood sugar levels. Anyway, before testing the Oriza stevia, my blood sugar levels are 92, and I added this much. This is about quarter teaspoon of stevia in this glass of water, and literally, believe me, this was so sweet after this much amount of stevia in it that, I mean, if you add more, it will turn bitter, because stevia is 200 times more sweet than sugar. Anyway, I started my timer on 30 minutes. And when I checked my blood sugar levels after 30 minutes, my blood sugar levels basically reduced to 88. From 92 it became 88, so 4 units decrease. And this is the sign of the purity of your stevia. It is the only sweetener that is going to decrease your blood sugar levels. And I have tested many other products in market also labeled as stevia, but they are blends. They have some other products mixed up with them. 100% stevia sign is it will decrease your blood sugar levels, which only you can test. And many people have complained to me that stevia has an aftertaste. The trick to using stevia is to use as little as possible. If you use 1 teaspoon in your cup of tea, add a pinch of stevia. If it is not sweet, add a pinch more, that's all. So beware of fake sweeteners in the market which are labeled as diabetic friendly or weight loss friendly but which are not. For that you have to test it for yourself. And thank you for listening to me till the end. Let me know in the comment section below which sweetener are you using and how much does it raise or decrease your blood sugar levels, so that others might find it useful also. Take care till you eat next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.